the DJI Osmo Action. Still have my GoPro handle, by the way. Yeah, I made the switch. As I talked about the stream, I was kind of debating on how I was going to go about, what, yeah. I pretty much knew immediately what I was going to do. I was going to make the switch over to DJI for the Osmo. So I didn't sell any accessories because they work with DJI. I sold my GoPro, my dual battery charger with 2 batteries. I have some other batteries around, but I just threw the two on there. And so today was the very first day that I actually tested it out. I recorded a few clips. Me and Ryder went up to a local camera shop. They had it in stock on Saturday, so we went up there. I listed the GoPro Friday for a heck of a deal. Pretty much the price it would go without the dual. Maybe like $15 above just the camera. Because I just knew, listen, that would sell, and it sold right away. It sold probably within a couple hours. So I had the money in the account, ready to go. Once probably is said and done, because I put a little bit extra money into the shipping for insurance. I would say it's about $18 I spent to get this camera with the swap out. Once you take the eBay fees and PayPal fees and shipping and insurance, took the funds down a little bit. But if I would have got it online and saved on the tax, it would have been $0. But I was down to pay the tax to get it the day of, and obviously only spent $18. And it was actually really great to go to a camera store. It was the first time I took Ryder to. The shop is called Pixel Connection. It's a great shop. It actually expanded. The second time I was there, I went there last month for the first time, and it's double the size as what it was now. It's still pretty small, but I actually liked how it was before. They expanded because they want to do like classes and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But I love this. There's like literally a box. Like, it's so small, but everything is crammed. They have like everything you need there too. All the brands, lenses, from inexpensive to ridiculously priced. Right? They have everything. But it's cool. It's an awesome shop. Ryder had a great time in there. It's just cool to see stuff in person. It's such a different thing than just looking at a screen over and 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 over. It's nice to get the thing, right? It's like cool. They have it. Like no one online has it. You can order it. I know it's so itchy, it's ridiculous. I could order it, but it wasn't gonna be here. Some place like B&H isn't shipping until Tuesday. Amazon Prime is not real Prime, even though it says Prime. It says estimated date, and I don't even mess with that. Amazon estimated dates, nah, I'll never do it. Learn my lesson with that. Your money's just floating in nowhere land until you get it. They have it. I'm gonna go to this place, have a good time in the place, and I walk out and I have it immediately. I don't have to. It doesn't even matter if it's next day shipping. I have the thing. Obviously it's nice to have, the ability to get things ordered when you can't find them and that type of thing, but it's such a great experience. And that's what I do. I was actually thinking about that, where, I'd take Ryder to Toys R Us, and this just doesn't exist. Walmart and Target's not the same. It's not the same. So it's kind of a bummer, to know that, maybe someday, something will come about, but hard to say. But anyways, today was the first day I really got to experiment with how I use the GoPro, which is now my DJI Osmo Action. I'll start with the negatives, because why not? Out of just my quick usage today, which is kind of how like my life is windows of time, very small windows of time. And yeah, I was going to start talking about what I liked. So negatives. The first thing is, so here, let me turn this thing on, which this is the beauty. This is the beauty. I push the button once it's on. That was a major problem with GoPros. Is you'd hold it, like, oh, it didn't turn on. Hold it, push it, turn on. You're just like, why? That's why I never did, and that's why I talked about in the last stream or the stream before, where like the record button, where it just automatically turns on a record. Like that was like such a huge feature for me with GoPros. It's actually not like, the reason I loved it so much is because it would just always work. It would turn on and record. Like I knew, like I relied on that. Like I didn't have to like fiddle with, okay, it's not turning on, it's not turning on, it's not turning on. It'd be a pain. It's a huge pain. With this, I've noticed just from the few times I used it that like that feature isn't really as needed, because like I literally press the button and it turns off, right? Press the button and it turns on. Like how crazy is it? Like it feels like, to me it's so funny to think like, to get all hyped on that, but like that's a prime example of the problems of using a GoPro camera. You didn't have the luxury of pressing the button and it working. And so with this, like I could just turn it on, and when I'm exactly ready to record, because that was what would be a thing, I'd have to like hit the record button, gather, and then do the thing. So now I can just turn it on, and when I'm ready, I can just frame and then be recording, which saves a little bit of time, a little bit of, it's space. Space adds up, right? It's just a nice thing. And because if you turn on by auto record, when you hit the record, it turns off. So when you stop recording by that way, it would just turn off, right? So you have to do it again. Here you can be very efficient with what you're recording. So if you want to record a thing, hit, like, and it's on, I just record, stop recording, record, stop recording. You would still have that buffer of time when you hit and then turn on and record, which it wasn't that long, but there's the thing of the time, right? This, you just like record. So I'm already talking about good things. Okay, so let me go to the bad. Yeah, there's so many good things about it. The bad, it can be updated. So thing number one, which is really weird, is, and I heard about it and I thought it was only on the front facing screen, but it is also in the back. I'm gonna record myself and see if you notice here. So okay, so I am there. See that? There's actually a delay in this on what you're looking at. It's not exact time, you know what I mean? Like it's not true to the time. So that's really weird. So because like what you're filming, it's not like, it's, when you pan over, like you don't know what you're actually filming because it's slightly behind. So that to me is kind of a big deal. For me, I'm pretty much aware of kind of what I'm doing and I think because I'm always using cameras, I'm very kind of aware with what I'm pointing at, like, and that's why with like the front facing, and I think someone says it, and I'm not too sure who, but like, with a GoPro, you kind of have a sense, like you're in frame, right? When you're pointing at yourself, you're in frame. Like that's, yeah, for sure, 100%. And I know exactly kind of what I need to do to get myself in the frame. The nice thing about having the front screen, which the nice thing, it's just a side button and it immediately does it. Like it's not even a thing. Like, the nice thing about it is, yeah, I'm pointing and I know I'm in it, but you get a much better shot by actually seeing. So like a lot of times, like say if I'm pointing this at, like I think I have exactly what I want next to me, behind me or something like that, but it's actually kind of cut off. Like I might think I have it, but I don't really have it. So I have like kind of like a general composition. and that's kind of what you'd always go. But now I can be like, okay, I should bring it tighter, or I don't really like how my arms like too extended out, so I can kind of bring it in and tighten it up, or kind of angle it over. And this screen is not too small. Some people said that like they wanted to use the square because it's bigger. I have zero problems with the size of the screen. Like I can have it over here, and I know what I'm doing. Like I don't need to see the full detail of this thing over here. I just need to know everything that's in frame, right? So I can cut over here, and like it's game changer. It's huge. So with that being said, this is my second problem. Let me bring it back to the back screen here. So see how it just works too? Like everything works. I've had zero like hiccups, like you know how GoPros will be like, you'll end up freezing, take the battery out. Or like you want to do a thing, it's not doing it, take the battery out. I haven't had zero issues like that. So, alright, so I have the back screen on. Say if I'm recording, and then I want to turn it and film myself, and say if I know I'm going to be doing a thing, because some of the times I wouldn't really have to like change the screen, because it's more of like a quick thing, and then I'd bring it back. So sometimes I wouldn't even change the screen, because it'd be more of like a process to do that, and it wouldn't make sense if I'm gonna be quick, because I'd be looking at the screen and that wouldn't make sense. But like, say if I'm doing like a longer scene and I'm talking, like walking and talking, you know, that type of thing, especially the front facing first, because this is where I think it'd be more of an issue if I start with front facing. So yeah, let me turn around here, get used to where the buttons are at. So I have it on front facing, and I'm walking and I'm doing my thing. Maybe I'm talking, or maybe I'm just filming a certain way I want to be filming, and then I turn it, and then like I go to hit this button to see what I'm filming this way, right? It sounds good, everything's good, right? This is the problem. It stops recording and then starts recording again when you switch screens while recording, which is real stupid. I feel like that doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. So like I said, if I'm filming right now and I have it on front facing, and I go like this, and I go hit the screen to have it in the back, when I do that, it stops the recording. I think it's a 6-second delay too. It said it when I first did it the first time, and then it starts recording automatically, but it stopped. So you're gonna have a gap. So that kind of cuts a lot of the use I would like to do out of it. Because I think if you have it to the back, I can almost see if it was one way. Like, say if you have it to the back, then want to do it to the front, it didn't work. But at the same time, say if you want to film something for a little while this way, and then you go and you know you're going to do a long conversation, like you're filming an event or filming a thing for like X amount of time, and then you want to turn and talk about it, because you can easily, like without even the camera really knowing, if I have it like this and I go like that and switch the screen, like there's going to be no real notice on the viewer side of me doing that. Like you might maybe see a little bit of motion in my shoulder or something like that, but like but if I make it kind of like this nonchalant thing, like you won't notice I'm like changing screens or anything like that. So to me that's kind of a big bummer that it stops recording. But I think that could be a simple firmware update. But it's super weird that they even let that be a thing. I don't really get it. And the delay is real strange. I've never seen that on a camera. So, a little weird. I don't know, too, if it's I haven't tested this. So, with that being said, with the delay, I don't know if it's a Rocksteady only issue, which is that it's their kind of full, not full, but like stabilized footage, like fully stabilized. It's the hyper smooth from DJI, which is, from everything I've seen, much better than what GoPro has going on. And I've been filming on the D-Cinelike with D-Warp, and yeah, that's their version, right? That's what it's called, D-Warp, D-Cinelike. I didn't film anything with the 4K HDR. I could have done one scene with it, and now that I didn't think of it then until now, and I wish I would have, but it doesn't really matter because I film many things like it. another thing that I'm glad, you know, I did the Rocksteady. That's how I set it up. I have 2 different scenes. It'll be 2 different videos. I mean, the one might even be like a part of another video, but I have a full single shot video that I'm gonna edit probably tonight. I was actually thinking about doing it on stream, to be honest, but I'm not too sure if I'm gonna do that. Cause I need to get things are still, memory card's still in here. I need to set up the scene for to have it live streamed or whatever. So those are the 2 kind of like major issues, and besides I haven't noticed a little issue. Like those are just the 2 issues I have so far. Unfortunately, there's slightly major issues. I don't know. I mean, the screen switching isn't a major issue. It's a just doesn't make sense to me issue. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. The other one with the delays, kind of, I can actually just test right now. So, okay, I locked my screen. It's pretty cool. I can do that. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna turn Rocksteady off. I've been filming at 2.7K. That's how I've always filmed my footage. 2.7K, 30 frames. A lot of times I've done 60 frames. Majority, actually, always I've done 60 frames, pretty much. I've been, until recently, I kind of started doing like 30 frames. And I was messing with GoPro stuff with that. Like, I usually did 60 with GoPro, the way it's set up. I think here, it's a little bit more streamlined, which is super sad. I've talked about GoPro so many times. Like, I have such a love for GoPro, but now it's just like, I'm just kind of fed up, you know? Alright, so I have Rocksteady off. I'm just going to do a quick, before I even mess with it here. Okay, it's a Rocksteady issue. Like, so I'm recording. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm really excited. I haven't even watched the footage, so I'm excited to see the footage. It looks real smooth there, but I think maybe it's just like in camera, like stabilizing it, like it's doing the work, you know, that type thing. So there might not be a firmware update for that, if that's like a Rocksteady like thing. I mean, maybe they could, I don't know. Now that I know that it's that, and a lot of the times too, to me, like I noticed it, but it was kind of a non-real issue as well. The first time I noticed it, like when I first was, the very first thing I filmed, besides like stuff around in the living room, or on Saturday, is I walked into a gas station, and I wasn't even looking at the screen yet. I was doing like the open the door, like I didn't really need to look, kind of simple stuff. I wanted to do like a thing where I open up a cooler and like I bring in the camera in like this, like, and then when I brought it, I think it was either when I brought it in or out, one or the other, I noticed that like when I looked, I was like it already happened, or it didn't happen yet. Like then it happened. Like I was like, okay, yeah, that was kind of weird. But a lot of times, like, you know, it is what it is, you know. Yo, Tidy Whiteys, thanks for stopping into the chat. Good old Tidy Whiteys. So it was weird to have that delay, but now that, you know, knowing that it's only in the Rocksteady settings, you know, it's an obvious, it's due to that feature. But I want to mess with that a little bit more too. I want to, you know, watch the footage, kind of see exactly, you know, how it turns out. But what I've seen, you know, that's why I'm excited to do my own thing. Yeah. And the ones, like, that's why I wanted to kind of film, and it worked out real well because I was in the middle of nowhere, never been to these locations. I drove through where the location is in my life, but look where buttons are, because I don't know where the buttons are exactly still. But I took like some side roads and ended up getting a couple photos, but like I filmed the whole thing. So there's really good, like a little bit of everything, of stationary, some turning, I think some bringing in, and then a little bit of walking, all in one shot. And it's all with the rock steady settings. The whatever the 4K HDR doesn't have rock steady, and like I said, I didn't film any of that type of footage, but I'll probably try to do something specifically for that for my next video for sure. One thing that's cool too, I just got the, I have one battery, the one that came with it, and I haven't put it on the charger since I got it. Let's see where we're at. We're at 49%, and I filmed. Let me see if I can see the time. It has timestamps on here. Well, since I've got it, and obviously I messed with it, at my house and stuff like that, I filmed 24 clips. That's including ones we did here on stream. Like I have a minute 36, 2:25, a 24, 5 minute, 58 second, 15 second, 17 second, 19 second, 32 seconds, 21, minute 38, accidental photo, I think, 15 seconds, 5 seconds, 25 seconds, 12, 5, 38, 50 seconds. All those clips, plus me having it on, messing with settings, like a lot, just having it on. And then also today, while I'm out, like I have it on, like I was saying before, how the GoPro just record and then not record. I just had it on today, like kind of just ready. So I've actually had it on quite a bit, and this is like filming 2.7K. And obviously, like I was saying, I've had it on majority of the stream, and we've been live. I think I started I probably turned this on 20 minutes ago for the first time. And I turned it off like a few times here and there, but as you've seen, it's been on and off, on and off, on and off. So the battery life is pretty good. Only halfway through, and so far I've seen, like, I think the batteries are kind of hard to get right now because it just came out. Obviously, it's hard to even find the camera, but they have a really cool setup that's 2 batteries and a charge. This is the brilliant thing. It's 2 batteries and a charger that has 3 slots. Like GoPro's $50 charger is just a dual charger with no batteries. DJI's, I think, it's $60, comes with 2 batteries, and then brilliantly you already have a battery with your camera, so you have the 3 slots. So that's pretty awesome. So GoPro's charger, if you get 2 batteries with it, to kind of match DJI's, you're spending $90. So you're getting a lot with this new setup, and I think that's pretty rad thing for sure. I should have just pulled up. I just jumped around the stream anyways. It wasn't really. So I want to edit the footage. I kind of want to check it out, but I'll definitely show the footage live on stream. Probably tomorrow's stream. I'm gonna check something with my stream here. Right here. So, okay. Yeah, I'm super happy with my swap over. I'm also excited to kind of see how the audio is. Obviously, I've heard a lot of audio from people reviewing the camera and stuff like that. But obviously, it's nice when you're there, you get a sense of how it actually sounds and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited to go through all that, and I'm trying to think of, I mean, I haven't really done too much with it. Everything's real fluid. Like, I just love how I just get turned on. I want to mess with some slow-mo. It's set up so nicely. Basically, if you swipe up from the bottom, you get the settings, and it's all just right there. It's similar to GoPros, but it's just like this. I don't know. You could just tell. It's kind of like, when you use like an iPhone to an Android. You know what I mean? You just know. You know what I mean? You're just like it's like the feeling of and the look of like how it's actually just responding like just so nicely. Nothing is lagging. Nothing is like taking a second to work. There's no silliness involved. It's working. And I respect it. I'm curious to see too. I've seen that there's like scenes where like seem a little bit darker than they should from reviews. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's panning out with a few of the stuff I shot. It's a pretty bright day with a lot of what I was shooting. My very simple gas station stop kind of good for me to know. It's one thing I always do too by accident too. You'll probably hear it in the thing where like my little GoPro handle like isn't all the way like in there. So sometimes when I grab it, it's like this thing's kind of noisy, but it's by far my favorite like little grip. I love these tripods. I've talked about before that I have my webcam on. I have more of these tripods. They extend pretty high. They're just kind of junk. Like the ones I actually use have hot glue, like to make sure things don't move around too much. But they're great to use. But I want to have one. I'm gonna look. I know I have I probably have multiple attachments. That's just like a tripod thread. I want to have one set up for like certain scenes. Like today, I would have used it multiple times, like twice for one spot I was at. But generally, I'd have this on, most of the time. But for like setup spots where like I know it's just like I want like I'm not holding the camera and I just have it set up. Like I would like to have it a little bit easier, a little bit taller to do. To get some scenes, just some different looks. It's not all low ground. I haven't messed with time lapse or anything like that. That's what I was wondering if it's actually built in or not. Because I think it's like called hyperlapse or whatever GoPro. So I don't even know where everything is on here. Oops, okay. Oh, it's probably yeah, time lapse. Yeah, it looks like it's just built in. Nice. I figured it would be, but like, there's one video I watched. It seemed like it wasn't quite clear if it was set up, because it was. I think they were showing like editing the time lapse afterwards. I was like, do you actually have to piece it together? Because I am never doing that. Count me out on that one. Yeah, switching modes is pretty nice. It's the same button as switching the screen. So you just do like little taps, quick taps to switch stuff, and then you hold it. You literally hold it for like 2 seconds. It's like, so you hold it, it's switched. Super nice. I like how it gives you all the info too in the front. So I got some sample packs of some G Fuel. Not really feeling the peach mango so much. I think my favorite is the black on blackberry, probably Dr. Disrespect, which got the cup as well. That was really good. I really like the sour cherry as well. I mean, my go-tos I have right now are the black on blackberry, sour cherry, and grape. I like the grape a lot too. I just think I go blackberry, grape, sour cherry, but like I like all three of them. But that'd probably be my. There's other flavors too. The only ones I've tried, that and the peach mango. Yeah, it's a bummer. Like I got the PewDiePie cup, and it came with some sample packs, and it came with sour cherry. What was the other one? It was grape. But yeah, I had that's like only one new one. That's nuts. I know what I need to do. It'd be funny if I actually, I need to get that, I blew it. After last stream, I was like, I'm gonna get this photo. Last stream I was talking about, alright, after the stream I'm gonna get this photo on the site, on the Instagrams, and Twitters, and put it as available for a print. Yeah, I didn't get to it. I didn't get to stream this weekend either. Pretty tired. Late nights. It was a fun weekend though. Ryder was here and we set up he randomly wanted to build a cardboard wrestling ring, which we made a lot of stuff out of cardboard. It's kind of how we roll, I guess. It's legit. You should check out my Instagram stories at OGBSmitty. It's a good ring. Got a belt made today. Got some classic action figures from the 80s. It's included in our wrestling organization, which is Cardboard Power Up Wrestling. It's legit. It is legit, but yeah, so it ended up just being kind of some later nights and getting up early and kind of. I almost streamed last night, but I was like, I actually went to sleep early. I was gonna stream, actually like sat down right here and I was like, I'm actually just really exhausted. Even though I'm trying to get my numbers back and stuff like that, I was just like, I just need to go to sleep. I think say Wednesday I'm gonna meet up with Christian. It's supposed to just rain all week. I'm just which is kind of funny. Like, it's always says it's gonna rain, but it's been pretty nice. So I'm hoping it's just one of those things where, like, Weather Channel doesn't actually know and they're just kind of guessing type thing. So I think they have like a 25, maybe even less, 15 to 20% chance of knowing what the weather actually is. At least in Ohio. Because I think Weather Channel is probably right, but I'd give it 25-30%, I guess. Maybe it'll be nice, 30% chance, of like, I give them a 30% chance of knowing what the chance of rain is. Because a lot of times they'll be like, it'll say it's nice and it's raining, or it's gonna say it's raining and it's nice, But yes, so I think we're gonna film. Which he bought a depth lens for his iPhone, so he's kind of over filming, which I obviously haven't seen him since I made the switch to Osmo, the old DJI camera. So we've always filmed with GoPro since GoPro 3. So we've had a lot of years with GoPro, and this has the same features too. Or like, if you turn it on and like this, like it films upside down, but correctly, flips the video, which is how I film skating. I have another mount, like I have a different case, not a case, but I have a light that goes in the handle, and then the camera goes on the light, and then I film like this while I'm skating. So there's a light. That's if it's night filming, which is majority of the time. But he's wanting to film with his phone for just to streamline things. He really likes the slow-mo on the phone, where it's just real easy. He has it, just goes up on Instagram, said and done. So what I'm kind of wanting to do, if we're filming like that, is using this for like BTS on my end. Get kind of a little bit more work for social done while I'm out, with this. Obviously film with this if he wants. But yeah, he's been kind of messing with that, which makes sense too, because he lives quite a distance from me. He knows other people, obviously, so it's just an easier, I think, way for him to get footage too, because he can be out with, hey, you know how to film with a phone, here you go. It makes total sense. I think it's probably a good move, even though the quality's a little off compared to like a GoPro or a DJI camera. I think with bright, a good looking day, when the light's decent, it is what it is. It's Instagram. Few people consume it, forget about it. I think it's perfect use. I think the night stuff's gonna be real tough, because obviously, especially if you want to film slow-mo, it's so dark, you know. But at the same time too, I'm almost wondering if we kind of double angle it, where if it's night, like I'm filming with this and then also his phone, so my light is actually lighting up the spot. We kind of have two kind of angles in a way. That's another idea. Yeah, I think the big thing though is stabilization. I think it's gonna be a little wumpy with skating, but I think also we'll probably adapt to that. You know, we'll just film differently, less movement, that type of thing. Like this, I go all crazy. It's gonna look good. I'll go up the whatever spot, get real close, come out, and go back in when he lands. Like that stuff's like nowadays, like you can get really great footage that way, just because things are stabilized. So especially something like this, or the hyper smooth would obviously good too. With iPhone, like your footage is gonna be all like jittery. You know what I mean? So I think it's just like you have to do like simple pans or something like that. You know, or like one motion in. Kind of like if you're doing a lot of this, it's gonna be like really not fun to watch. If you know what I'm saying. But what I was getting at with that whole story is that Wednesday, if I do go out skating with Christian, I want to do a live stream out skating. Like take my hoopty small tripod out and just set it up at some spots, or just hand hold it and not really worry about it, you know. Especially when we get out there. I'm hoping we get out during daylight. I haven't really talked to him about that, if he's still wanting to do night skating mainly, or now that he's doing the phone stuff, if he's kind of like more in the mood to do some daylight stuff, which I love daylight stuff. It's just way easier. I can get like 4 times the amount of content due to daylight because just time is saved. That's the main thing. Time is saved. There's no setup. There's no like, oh, how should we film this with the light? How should we do this, that? And you can just shoot more because of it, photo-wise. Like, just a lot more could be done. Just yeah. Thanks everyone who's hopped into the stream, seen the viewers kind of popping around. Appreciate that. Appreciate Tidy Waddy stopping into the chat. I think with that, I think I'm gonna end the stream there. We got a 50-minute stream in. Talk about the DJI Osmo action. My first thoughts, totally worth it. That's it's worth the switch, worth the investment. 100% happy with it. The screen switching, I'd love to see that updated. That would just make this, it would just make it perfect. I mean, it really would. I mean, the delay stuff, which, I mean, that's one thing I did know, like, it wasn't like how this is, like with the GoPro 7, like if you had it like on hyper smooth, if you go like this, it would follow, but it would just last second, like there was like very, like I didn't really see it as a delay. I kind of thought that was just like kind of like how like the inner, like the gimbal and because that's how you film with like the old DJI Osmo where it's all built in with like a stabilizer and everything. It would be like that where like it would just catch up because it's just bringing it in. Like it's not like when you go like this with a stabilizer, you're not filming right what's there. It's bringing it in stabilized. So it wasn't noticeable as like a delay. This one is a little bit more where it does seem like an actual delay. But I'm gonna watch the footage and I want to test some of that tomorrow, like while filming, and see if it is actually a delay, or if since it's so much smoother that it just seems like a delay. You know, because I'm never like going like when I was showing that footage earlier, I'm like this, like who's actually filming like that, right? So that I'm probably being dramatic when I'm showing that, because like that's what's like really noticeable. So I think when I'm doing normal shots, I want to really kind of pay attention to it, because like I said, I've only those timestamps I read off is all I've done. Like we're talking about 10-second clips, like that 5 minute and whatever. I think it's 5 minute 50 second. That's actually the video I'm gonna be posting, and not much is gonna be trimmed down off that. If it is, I don't remember if it was 5 minutes 50 seconds. If that's what it was. It's probably gonna end up being like 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Like I'm just gonna trim a little at the beginning, probably a little bit at the end. Like I'm gonna do no cuts. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I'll probably do an updated version of that delay, see if it is really a big problem, or if it's kind of something that like I am overthinking. But the screen switching thing, where it stops recording and then starts recording, that I'm hoping for a fix on that. It's not a fix, but I'm hoping for an update. You know what I mean? Update to make that just, because that'd be huge. It'd be huge. Because it doesn't defeat the purpose. I think it defeats like half the purpose. That's gonna be my quote on that. Again, thanks everyone. Tidy Whiteys. Appreciate you hopping in here, chatting. Hope everyone has a great rest of the night. Instagram, Twitters, social medias everywhere. OGB Smitty. Hit the follows and the subscribes and the likes and the whatever you gotta do. Just show your support. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys very soon.